Welcome grade 6. Today we're going to learn about photosynthesis. Welcome to my classroom. I am Sir Rudolph Matumbo. I am a professional teacher. I hold a degree in education and I am SAYS registered. If you need revision with all CAPS aligned subjects, you are in the right place. Please subscribe for more revisions. If you need private tutoring, please contact me using the contact details provided in the description of this video. Okay, let's get into today's lesson. So we go straight to the key questions. Why can a plant make its own food but an animal cannot? So a plant can make its own food, but an animal cannot. What is needed for photosynthesis to happen? So what is needed? How do plants make food? How do plants make food and store food? Why do plants need so much water? Can plants live in the dark? Why are plants mostly green? So straight away we go to 1.1, plants and food. Green plants are just like factories, so they are liken them like factories. They make food for themselves and every animal on earth using sunlight energy, water, and the gas carbon dioxide. They also recycle the air. So they recycle the air and make oxygen for us to breathe. Scientists have found out exactly how plants are able to do all these things. Take a closer look at how scientists did this and see how plants make food for themselves and us. So, questions. What happens in a factory? Why do you think we can say plants are like a factory? So, a factory is a place where goods or products are made or manufactured. And then delivered to other place. So plants are therefore like factories as they use raw products to make new products. So why can we say that plants make food for themselves and every animal on earth? So plants make food for themselves. They make food for themselves. And plants are the beginning of the food chain. So they are at the beginning of the food chain. Therefore, all so plants make food for themselves and they are at the beginning of a food chain. Therefore, all animals, whether they are therefore, all animals, whether they are herbivorous or they are therefore all animals which eat plants directly or which eat the herbivores depends on the plants for food. So all animals, whether herbivorous, which are animals that eat plants directly or carnivorous animals which eat other animals, they depend on the plants for food. So this is how it makes sense that plants make food for all animals. So plants make food for themselves and all animals because plants, they manufacture food in their bodies, and then now come the herbivores, which are animals that eat plants. Now when these herbivores, they eat plants, they get the energy. And now the carnivorous animals, they eat the herbivorous animals. So this is what it is meant when they say plants make food for themselves and every animal on earth. The process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process that plants use to change the energy from the sun. So they change energy from the sun into energy for food. Plants change light energy. They change light energy from the sun into food energy. So light energy, food energy. Light energy, food energy. Photosynthesis happens in all green, so it happens in all green parts of a plant. Leaves are usually the greenest part. So plants do this mostly in their leaves. So photosynthesis happens mostly in the leaves because leaves are more greener. Do you remember learning about photosynthesis at grade 5? Plants need things to photosynthesize. So here we have got our plant, we have got light energy. So here is our plant here. We have got light energy from the sun. This is the sun and it gives off light energy. It gives us light energy. So we have got carbon dioxide. These are the gases. Carbon dioxide and oxygen are gases. So the plant takes in carbon dioxide and they give off oxygen. This is the oxygen that we as people breathe. It comes from the plants. So you remember they said the leaves are the most greener part of the plant. So these leaves, they trap light energy from the sun and they absorb it. So when we look down here, we have got water in this is the soil. So this is in the soil. So the roots here, they absorb water. So remember that they said for photosynthesis to happen, remember that they said for photosynthesis to happen, the plant needs water, it needs gases, it needs carbon dioxide, which is a gas, and it needs light energy, which is the energy from the sun. There are some important requirements for photosynthesis to happen. Okay, let's read here. Did you know the word photosynthesis actually has two parts? The first one is a photo, which means light, and a synthesis, to make or to put together. So when you synthesize, you make or you put together. So it means to use light to make something. So in this case, they make food. So the first thing that is needed for photosynthesis to take place is chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is a green substance that plants use to capture light energy. So these are the green substance that plants use to capture light energy from the sun. So chlorophyll is the substance that makes leaves to be green. So every leaf that you see, if it is green, it has chlorophyll. And the chlorophyll helps chlorophyll helps the plants to capture or to absorb light energy. Chlorophyll is very important. So it is very important because if it is not there, then it means photosynthesis cannot take place. Without chlorophyll, plants cannot use the light energy to make food. So that's why it is important. Also, oxygen level in the air will go down. If that happens, plants and animals will suffocate. So the second thing that is important is sunlight. Sunlight has energy. So sunlight has energy. Plants uses this energy to make sugar from water and carbon dioxide. So sunlight as well, it has energy. So when sunlight is trapped into the plants, they make sugar using the water and carbon dioxide. Another thing that is very important in the process of photosynthesis is water. The root of a plant absorbs water. So the root of the plant absorbs water and nutrients from the soil. So water is a solvent. Water is a solvent in all living things. Dissolved substances are moved around the body to where they are needed. Just like you, plants have veins for this movement. They move minerals from the roots. They move minerals from the roots upwards. They move sugar from the leaves downwards. So they move sugar from the leaves downwards. Photosynthesis can only happen in a water solution. So photosynthesis can happen in a water solution. Water is also important because it improves support to the plants to keep it upright. So water provides support to the plant as well. Like you, plants have skeletons, but unlike you, many plants have water skeletons. So they have got water skeletons. Another thing that is needed in the process of photosynthesis is carbon dioxide. The plant absorbs or takes in carbon dioxide from the air through little holes. So they use little holes to take carbon dioxide in. These holes are found all over the plant, mostly under the leaves. Another thing that is so much important is the soil. So the soil provides mineral nutrients and water for the plant that are necessary during photosynthesis. So the soil provides mineral nutrients and water for the plants that are necessary during photosynthesis. Soil also provides anchorage to the plant Otherwise, the plant cannot stand up straight. How does photosynthesis occur? Plants use chlorophyll, sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to make food. So here is a simple illustration to show how this process occurs. Chlorophyll captures the sunlight energy. This energy splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen is then released into the air. The hydrogen is used with the carbon dioxide to make glucose. So hydrogen is used together with carbon dioxide to make glucose, which is sugar. The sugar are moved from the leaves to other parts of the plant where they are stored. So then the sugar is moved from the leaves and it goes to the other parts of the plant where they are going to be stored. The water in the plant veins carries the sugars. When the sugar reaches the storage plant, they are changed into starch. Plants can store the starch in these places. So the following places are the places where starch is stored. Leaves. So plants like cabbage, spinach, and lettuce, they store their starch in the leaves. Fruits. So plants like apples, banana, and peaches, they store their starch in the fruit. Stem. So plants like a sugar cane, they store their starch in the stem. Seeds. So plants like wheat or maize, they store their starch in the seed. Flowers. Plants like nasturtiums, broccoli, and cauliflowers, they store their energy in the flowers. Roots. Carrots and beetroots, they store their starch in the roots. So plants stores their food in the leaves, in the fruit, in the stems, in the seeds, in the flowers, and the roots. So this diagram illustrates the process of photosynthesis. This is the sun, as we now know, and the sun gives us energy. We get energy from the sun. This is the sunlight that carries the energy, which we call the light energy. And we have got carbon dioxide from the air, and we said carbon dioxide is absorbed into the leaves using the little holes that are underneath the leaves. So oxygen goes back into the air. When photosynthesis happens in the plant, oxygen is given out, is given off. It comes out of the plant. So water and the mineral salts from the soil. So these are water and mineral salts that goes into the plant. So the process of photosynthesis happens when it has all this. It has got water, it has got soil, it has got carbon dioxide, it has got the energy, and the plants are green, which means when plants are green means they have got the chlorophyll that is needed. So now we have got an activity. This activity says we should dramatize the process of photosynthesis. So here are the instructions. Your teacher will explain to you how to act out the process of photosynthesis. Characters needed for this dramatization. So you will need a narrator to describe the process. This can be a teacher or a learner. It might be a good idea to make short notes from the information about to remember in what order everything is happening. So we will have character number 2 is the sun. So this learner can dress in yellow and perhaps get some old tin foil or shiny papers to decorate their head or body to show the light and heat energy that the sun produces. So we have got character number 3, plant. A few learners can dress in green, so they dress in green and perhaps tie a few strings to their feet to represent roots. They need to hold some ice or shiny glitters in their hands or their pockets to show that the water evaporates after photosynthesis. Rain or water. A few learners can dress in blue and perhaps have some ice, shiny glitters, small piece of tiny foil or something similar to represent the rainfall. Carbon dioxide. Attach signs to the learner's chest that say carbon dioxide and dress in a purple. Oxygen. Attach signs to the learner's chest that says oxygen and dress in orange. Glucose energy. As a fruit and vegetable, dress up or make posters from scrap cardboard to show large carbon apples, potatoes, or something similar. Some learners need to be animals who breathe out carbon dioxide and eat the plants. You can make masks out of paper plates with eyes cut out. So you can pause this video here and some of the things are not, you didn't see here. Yeah. All right. So you can pause this video, go through the instructions and have all learners preparing themselves as characters. So you start dramatizing this process. So this will make you learn and remember these processes easy. Why do plants die when there is a drought? Now we look at the questions. So there are many processes. There are many processes which shut down without water. So photosynthesis cannot happen. So photosynthesis cannot happen without water. Plants cannot make food for themselves. So as a result, plants dies. So question number 2 says, design a poster for your grade 4 friends to explain the process of photosynthesis to them. You can use sentences and short paragraphs, but make sure you use many illustrations. So they say, design a poster that you will show your grade 4 friends how the process of photosynthesis takes place, or how the plant traps sunlight from the sun and it absorbs sun energy, and then it absorbs water using the roots. Food from photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process inside the plant, so it happens inside the plant, that changes the energy from the sun into a form of energy that animals can eat. So animals cannot eat energy directly from the sun, but plants changes the light energy from the sun into a form of energy that animals can eat and use to carry out their life processes. Plants changes the glucose into starch. For an example, maize and maize flour, rice flour and rice, nope, and wheat, which is a flour. So plants then store their food in different parts of the plant that an animal will eat. They can store it in their leaves, and their stems, in their roots, in their flowers, in their fruits, in their seeds. So they say, look at the images below of different plant products. For each image, identify which part of that plant we eat. For an example, when we eat an apple, are we eating a leaf, the stem, the root, the fruit, the seed of the plant? Use the space below to draw a table for your answers. Okay, so these pictures here are cabbages and tomatoes. So these ones are potatoes and broccoli. This is celery and carrot. So these are sunflower seeds, lettuce, sugarcane. Okay, this is sugarcane, hazelnut, mealies, and bananas. So let us look at these two pictures. This is a cabbage. And which part of a plant is this energy stored? So we said the cabbage uses the leaves. So cabbage stores their energy in the leaves. So that's why we eat the leaves. So the starch of a cabbage is in the leaves. So when we look at tomatoes, where do they store their energy? Is it in the leaves, the roots, the stem, the seeds, or the fruit? So this is the fruit. So they store their energy on the fruit. All right, let's look at the potatoes. Where do potatoes store their energy? It's in the roots, because potatoes are roots. Potatoes, we found them on the ground inside. So these are roots. Potatoes are at the bottom of the plant. So they are roots. Okay, broccoli. So where does broccoli store its starch? Where does broccoli store its starch? Remember, we eat the flour, so it stores it in the flour. So this flour is where broccoli stores its energy. So celery. So where does celery stores their energy or their starch? And these are stems. So they store them on the stems. Then we came to carrots. Carrots, remember, here is the carrot we have, and then now it has this root that goes deep into the law. So these are our carrots. So these carrot stores their energy in the roots. So carrots stores their energy in the roots. Then we look at sunflower seeds. The sunflower seeds. Obvious, this one, it has got the word seed. It stores its starch or energy in the seeds. Okay, lettuce. Lettuce, these are leaves. So it stores in the leaves. We move to this one. Sugar cane. Remember, sugar cane stores its energy in the stem, or it stores its starch on the stem. Hazelnuts. So these are nuts. These are nuts. Hazelnuts. So mostly nuts are seeds. So hazelnuts, they store their energy in the seeds. Mealies. What are mealies? What are these? Mealies store their energy in the seeds. So mealies are seeds. Mealies are seeds. Bananas. What are bananas? Where does bananas store their energy? They do so in the fruits. Thanks for watching this video up until this point. It shows that you are serious about your education. Remember, if you want to learn something, repetition is the mother of all learning. So it is very important that you keep on repeating this video until you grasp all the concepts that I explained here. If you feel that there are some things that I didn't cover in this video, please do not hesitate to put it in the comment section.